And of course I would forget to turn my music down. Alright. I love Frank Ocean. I've been listening to the same song for like the past, I don't know, hour maybe. But anywho, bonjour, ça va? I'm gonna give you another poem. This is actually a pretty, not old one. It's got a little age to it, but I love it. It's one of my favorite poems that I've written in the past year or two. I believe I completed it within the last year or two. And I'm just really excited to share it. And I've noticed I haven't done it, so without further ado, so that I don't ramble because I don't edit any of my stuff, I just record it and upload it. So this one's called Dreamer's Cafe. For those who know it, you probably just got the same smile I just got. Anywho, alright, Dreamer's Cafe. It began with the simple strum of a chord. I was mesmerized. With his fingers gliding across and plucking the strings, his hands still held on to you so tenderly. His eyes remained low, on cue with his partner placed across his lap. The room filled with bodies floating through the notes he'd put in the air, moonlight glowing against the faces in the foggy smoke, sweat rolling, the crowd danced slow and sensual. A few glances out into the sea of people never brought his sight into my direction. My presence, blessed by the company of the growing crowd, still longed to be recognized. I admired the guitar and the contagious connection it made with him. Oh, how I began to envy that beautiful musician resting in his arms, so carefree. If only he could hold me as softly. If he'd allow me to be his instrument and play me. I closed my eyes and let my mind wander onto the stage. Approaching him slowly, winding my hips to the rhythm and letting my body flow, I felt his eyes, wanting my silhouette. He turned to watch in the dimness. His concentration had finally been broken and focused on me. He continued to play with skill, yet he honed in on my being. With every rise and fall of my chest, every step I took, every strand of my hair that swayed in the faint breeze, every place on my body my hands fell, the subdued aroma of my perfume as I danced to his tune. I hummed along. He took me in entirely as I did him. Our gazes locked. I could smell his sound. It was smoky and masculine, thick and sweet. His hair flowing past his shoulders, a lock or two falling in different directions with every move he made, every move to keep his eyes on me. His fingers still danced across the neck of his guitar, that guitar that I wanted so badly to replace. Slowly, the dim lights that scattered light across the floor turned into darkness. People started to disappear, and his foot tapped in line with my murmuring. I wanted to move closer. I had to move closer. I eased my way across the stage to his side. He looked up at me as we both inhaled his music, the music that was slowly becoming ours. Gently, I attempted to lay my hand on his shoulder, interfered by his abundance of hair. Innately, I ran my fingers through his hair and stroked his locks as he picked the guitar's strings. His eyes rolled and exposed his neck. My small hand slid down to touch his moist skin, sending a rush of relief through my body. Here I was wanting him to simply see my glory, and he was allowing me to experience his. He and love must be the same. In this room, only he and I exist. We are the only two left to make use of the beauty in the air. This thin air, his guitar exists no more, and he stretches his hand to gently rest on my waist. Just as I began to indulge in this moment of bliss, the chords stop, and I open my eyes to the lights that expose the crowd of dancers seducing one another, their hands joined to thank the magical musician and his maiden music. He'd never get to hold on to my curves the way he did hers. From my seat, I admire my night dream beginning to gather his belongings and make his way off the stage. As he began to move, his final gaze out into the crowd met mine. Maybe this is just a dream, but I'll never say never. I love that poem. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I don't know what made me share it, but I'm glad I did. I love it. I know I stumbled across a couple of words, but I'm not gonna re-record it. It's a pretty long poem, and as much as I would love to just like redo it right now, I'm not gonna do it because I'm not even sure how many people are even gonna see this video. So yeah. But I do take pride in my work, and I love that poem. I love my writing, period. I love writing, period, dot. And I love sharing my art. So I hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as I enjoyed not reciting it, but reading it to you and sharing it, because it is a part of me that I hold dear and very seriously. And yeah, again, I take pride in it. So sharing is, I don't know, is definitely a part of me. So anyways, might be back in a little bit sharing another one. If so, then lucky you. If not, then I got some work to do. All right, well, another check in the box for exposed, and you had it here first, one and only.